welcome to this reading for and tuning into my channel. We are going to read messages for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Vedic. I'm just waiting for a message to see if I'm audible. Anybody here on the live? I don't see anyone here. If you can tell me, if I'm audible, that would be great. Otherwise, let's take a minute and gather our thoughts and energy for the reading. I'm going to be using the Mystic Mondays Tarot deck and Rider-Waite, also the Wild Unknown Mini Tarot cards. I got my Dungeons and Dragons tarot cards yesterday. I've put the advanced cards in sequence again, even after using them, and I'm going to go and I'm going to study them a little bit and then start reusing. But I'm genuinely happy to be doing this right now. Just waiting for checking the audio check, because there has been some problem with the audio not uploading for some reason for a couple of videos. Okay, so I've got to go ahead, and the audio is pretty good, is what I've been told. So let's begin the reading quickly. All right, we have the Four of Pentacles has been wanting to fall on the table. So somebody has repressed emotions and feelings that will be coming out almost suddenly, or not suddenly, but you were expecting this. This is how traditionally it's supposed to go. We have the Hierophant twice on the table. Look, I haven't shuffled the cards yet, Gemini, but I'm just giving you a general sense of things that is going on. This person might be blurting out their feelings suddenly to people about you. Let's see who this person is. This looks like it's going to be a love reading, and that's awesome. It could also be relating to your finances, since we have the Four of Pentacles. But let's go ahead and see what it is really all about. It is definitely about finances, okay? We have the King of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Wands, and then we have the Three of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So definitely somebody is feeling confident enough to approach you. It looks like they have done everything that they can, maybe studied a little bit, or are feeling ready to embark on some sort of project or some sort of thing. They've always wanted to, okay? They've always wanted to, but they did not have any kind of motivation or inspiration beforehand, but that's sort of come together right now. And it seems like look at that, I was trying to pick up the cards, and so this person feels like, you know, they have found this inspiration after meeting with you or after talking to you. I'm going to go and shut the window because I think the construction noises are really loud. Three of Pentacles being, not Pentacles, I don't know why I said that. Three of Cups being here also suggests that there might be a few people involved here, okay? Um, a few people who are wanting to be, look at that, we have the Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck here on the Wild Unknown. So, who are wanting in on this, but this is like the typical third party energy coming through, like, you know, somebody's trying to push their way forward inside the situation with you and this person, this King of Pentacles person. Let's see what we have here on your side for this. This person seems to have been performing some sort of stunt, like they have been trying. It's like because I see the Two of Pentacles slipping out here. I've been guided to take this. So this person is trying to perform some sort of stunt. I wouldn't say this is juggling like two people, but there is somebody else involved. Like, you know, they after seeing you, like, you know, it's like somebody understands the method, Gemini, of how to work with duality, like, you know, making it. So you, let's say you have two opposing solutions, like, you know, two solutions that give that require opposition. Opposition, not opposition, but like require you to do two different things. Like there are two different solutions, completely polar opposite, okay? And like that happens many times in life. Like, you know, you're faced with a situation. It's a crossroad, or there's always you feel like, you know, there's always a second option, and sometimes it just feels out of the out of the box solution, and one is really simple, but that kind of makes both of the options really opposite, like, you know, polar opposite, and somehow there is a third way forward. It's always like, okay, do both, as and when required. Okay, you do one portion of this, and then you do three portions of this solution, and then you move forward, and then you do six portions of this, and then one portion of this, you know, that kind of a thing. So it's like they've learned from you. They've learned from you to tackle the situation. This Three of Cups situation, it's like a very toxic situation. Somebody's trying to push through, push past, and they're being very clear and very vocal. And that I think that you have been like for example, like, you know, they give Gemini. This is how I'm going to tackle the situation. I'm going to do everything that is given to me as an option to find a solution to the situation, and speak very, very clearly, very, very confidently. Because once this is done, they get to approach you and start on this lifelong project that they've been wanting to do, like work on. lifelong project. This is a passion project. They have done and gathered everything possible, and you have also, there was something about both of you. How you look at this hierophant. This was at the bottom of the deck, like in the past. But in the past, both of you have went through some sort of like an organization or some or something ritualistic. Something ritualistic is what I'm getting. Something very systematic after going through the system, and that system just like being blown apart. Like, you know, you have gone through this, and so have they. Like, you know, they've seen some sort of system, that belief system, like, okay, this is how the internet works. This is coming up in my thoughts very frequently lately. Like, you know, there were certain things that were told to us, like, you know, you do this, and then that's how you reach more people on the internet, or the internet is for this, and, you know, you can use the internet for that. And people, like, you know, there's a lot of content on YouTube and stuff, like, where, you know, people are explaining how to get this done, how to get that done. I'm not talking about tutorials, like, you know, just like how do you get more views, how do you get more likes, and all of those belief systems were based on something so outdated, something so outdated. Like, you know, look at how old this energy feels, and it's like you Gemini, on your side, like, you've seen this kind of system being blown apart, blown up so many times. I'm just talking about internet, but you've seen, like, actually much older systems being blown apart. I don't know why that is funny. But yeah, okay. I'm getting the sense of humor while dealing with this was also on point. Like, you know, this person has understood so much more about themselves through you. You're like you're like this person who, you know, can conjure up a solution to fulfill somebody's wishes. And since we have one cup here, so they're like, okay, this is that last cup that I'm going to ask Gemini. So this you might be getting asked out by by this person, whoever is on your mind, Gemini. You might be getting asked out for a date. This sounds like a coffee date, Gemini. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Vedic. Somebody who's the male here, not masculine. The male could be feminine, okay? With the King of Pentacles here, this is a feminine energy. I'm getting a very feminine energy here. And earth, a very earthy energy. Doesn't have to be very any earth sign whatsoever. I am not getting that at all. It could be any sign. Also, it could be like, you know, the qualities that you have looked for as well. You know, somebody who's understood it, or somebody who understands you, understand what you're about. But not only because they might have had brushed with similar experiences, or might be going through the same thing, or are on the same page. Like, you know, it's not just because they're birds of the same feather flock together kind of thing. Or, you know, in the past, both of you have been disappointed in the types of hand that you've been dealt. Like, you know, okay, you asked for a wish, but then it showed up based on, you know, pleasing this sort of system that's been ongoing, okay? And then, like, you know, let's say educational system. We've seen it just like change or not work out. Like, you know, both of you all probably, you know, had the same expectations. Yes, expectations from these kind of typical systems that existed, right? And it's not just because you were disappointed, or your belief in those systems just got shattered. It's not even because of that. You appreciate this person is because they understand you in spite of the differences, in spite of, you just like flip them out, like flip them out or flip them over, like, head over heels is what I'm getting. And they even when they're in the, like, when you get when they're tripped out by you, Gemini, they it's like they're able to be very very stable, and they know that their emotions are in the right place, like, it's like they know what to say or what not to say, like, they know when to hold the conversation back. But whenever they speak to you from a place of understanding. This passion that you feel, and your clarity of about what makes you passionate. This is what these are the qualities that you're looking for. If in any case you are confused as to, like, if you're choosing between two people, because the two of pentacles did show up here, okay? So if you are at all choosing between two people, but this doesn't, or if they are choosing between two people, it's like, if you are choosing between two people, okay, then Gemini, you are going to definitely, your energy is gravitating towards somebody who understands you, uh, in spite of the differences, and you are accepting of the fact that you have had too many similar experiences, okay, too many similar experiences. So the differences are so rare and so unique, and that is how you're going to end up understanding your own self as well, Gemini, because it's like you're learning something about yourself, that the difference that interacting with this person, the differences that are highlighted after interacting with this person, it's like shows, it's like a window into something that, about your own self, okay, if that makes sense. And so you're going to go ahead with the choice where you are going to appreciate the fact that you have, there are differences, okay, there are differences, okay, it's not about mystery, but they have their own mind and you have their own mind, and both of you can handle that the difference very very beautifully, and it's you give each other that space. If this person is in selecting, has to select between, I don't think so, like, this person is, because it's taken me so much effort to even put that sentence out, like a very simple statement. If this person has a choice, like, it's very very evident that it, they aren't even looking, like, look at this King of Pentacles is like, the way I'm seeing it on the table, like, they're facing you here, look at that, they're facing Gemini, and it's like they're putting that option, this Two of Pentacles, like, behind them. So yeah, but they have a lot to say. There might be a lot to say in this situation, because you have the Ace of Swords, and that's such a Gemini energy. That's like Archangel Michael's sword. There is, like, something of the ancient order, like, having to be said here with the Six of Cups, Hierophant, Nine of Cups, which just basically are very very old energies. Like the Hierophant is like the high priest, like, the priests of the ancient order, and there's something very eternal and infinite about this. This is definitely a past life soulmate. They see you as a past life soulmate, and also like the divine counterpart. They kind of understand, Gemini. You might be in the divine masculine polarity, and they've it's like they kind of, they're learning about their masculine side, the one that can grow and expand on original ideas and wishes, not just not just be like wishful thinking, like this man, has has all of these dreams and all these wishes, and they seem like out of reach, or like out of sight, out of mind. But no, like they see that you have focused and these are like trophies. It's like, it's achievement. They're used to seeing the world like this, okay? But they know that you're way different. They're like, you're kind of here on a mission. Look at the keys here. Like, you're on a mission. You're here to talk to people. You're here to communicate with people. You're here to have interpersonal relationships. You with your siblings, or with your cousins, with your family members, with your friends, with strangers, like, people around the world. Like, you kind of have conversations to have over here, Gemini, like very clearly. I'm showing the cards up close because the colors and the lights and everything kind of changes, and I know there are people who like to read cards, even if you haven't done it before. But everybody, art connects all of us. Art is the biggest connection that we have with each other. Do everything artistically, no matter what's going on. uh, Make good art, whatever's going on, whatever's going on. Make good art. This is something that Neil Gaiman said in one of his speeches. You can Google it, or look it up on YouTube, saying "Make Good Art" by Neil Gaiman. All right. So it's like, what was that sound in the kitchen? There's not. Anyway, okay. So Four of Cups. All right. So they might be. Uh, They might be wondering, why is it that you are not answering their phone call. So I don't know if you've blocked this person, or if they've blocked this person. There might be some sort of missed messages or missed calls. You might want to check that, okay? Because there has been many calls from this person, many messages, many attempts, okay? A lot of attempts, and they're a little or this could be you. This could be you. Like, you've sent a lot of messages, and I don't know why I'm pulling more cards, but yeah, Chariot is. So as a Chariot season, like, they it's like they see your energy determined, and you're determined towards something, and you're moving forward towards something. That's very clear to them. But there are some sort of missed calls and unread messages or something of that sort that is here. I'm seeing that very, very clearly. So maybe you need to check your inboxes. Or you need to check something to find out if this person is or you might be getting messages in different shapes or forms, through other through this tarot reading, other tarot reading. So make sure that you're listening carefully. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Let's see what we have, if you have anything. High Priest, oh my god, look at this. Like, this person, you're like a perfect pair. Both of you are like a match made in heaven. Gemini, finally, this is happening for you. This is coming together very, very beautifully. This is up ahead, okay? Two of Wands. This is happening. There is a little bit of a waiting here. There's a little bit of waiting here, because I think there is some sort of pending communication that needs to be. It's already said, and it's like the first draft, and then the second draft, and then the final edit. That kind of a thing. I'm getting that kind of a feeling. So if that's the case for, yeah, so the first draft, the second draft, and the third. So this is round 3 with you and this person, and you are so confident that this has been very, very well brought together. I don't know if you guys caught that. I was trying to pick this up, and the card on top of this, which is the card at the bottom of the deck on this side. This massive alignment. Okay, so this narrative is coming together. This narrative is coming together. So this is possibly like a very long drawn first meeting, like initial meeting. This is like round three. Round two might have felt a little strange, like you're just in a boat in the middle of the ocean, like boat, like a dinghy boat, and you're going to be airlifted out of there. But like you're just like hanging around, like the Two of Pentacles, like just hanging around, like going up and down or left or right, up and down, left or right. The conversation is just like loopy. Like I don't know if y'all looked around though when we were kids, like we used to play around with these design softwares and tools, and I just got reminded about this, like going in loops. Like yesterday, it's like you could just set the animation of like rings to keep going on and like loops and loops, like so it would just be like, have you seen that the rainbow springs, right? So like it's like the animation goes like that. It keeps on going in loops and loops and loops. It's not like the psychedelic this thing. It's just like a lot of loops going on. So the second phase, like y'all might have initially met, and it might have been extremely explosive, okay, or it's like this is it, this is the person, okay. You might have known that, but then there was definitely some sort of separation between you and this person, and you had to work your intuition and know that this person was the one for you. Uh, Gemini, and that might have been the place where you might have been the divine masculine, which energy, which is infamous for being the runner. So you might have just hopped onto your chariot and just gone about, and this could have been somewhere around the last year. So because we've got so many ones here, like Ace of Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands, and Ace of Swords. I have to still clarify. Okay, so this could have been a year ago where you just like got up and decided to do your own thing, and you might be doing that same thing this year, but it's you go into your zone, Gemini, and I understand that very much. I do, and it feels to this person that you are not you're out of reach right now. So they might be waiting for a sign. They might be waiting for a sign, and it's going to happen. It's pretty soon. Pretty soon. It's shorter than you think, because it's like uh, it's like the fag end. Like it's just the end of the waiting period. Now, because it's round three has already started. Like there's so much clarity here. Round three has already started. There's so much synchronicity. Like we had the Three of Cups magically show up here while I was picking up the deck, and then the Three of Cups was at the bottom of this deck, and that is something that I was asking for, like as a confirmation, like the sign. Me personally, I was asking for confirmation yesterday that please in the Gemini live let this card show up of the Three of Cups, because I wanted to figure some things out on my own, uh, of my own journey. Okay, and this could definitely be a I don't even know what I was clarifying, but we had the Emperor card here. This could be, I was just going to say, this could be a twin flame for you. And, okay, so they are integrating right now. They're integrating the lessons that they've learned about their masculine side. They're integrating. So they're gaining the strength and the confidence to be able to speak to you about what space they want to create for themselves, so that they can flourish, they can grow. Like let's read these cards here like this. Okay, so they have they or you've been released from something, some sort of, maybe there was some sort of contract, okay, that you're being released, and then your money has just soared, like, and now you're ready for the transformation. This could actually be a physical transformation, philosophical, physical, look at that, physical, emotional, and spiritual, transformation. You're both ready to undertake, and there's something about you both doing this together, simultaneously, with the Two of Pentacles and the Two of Wands here. So it's like there's simultaneity here. Both of you all are in the divine masculine polarity. You are your own twin flame. Being a twin flame means that you are on a journey. You're on a spiritual journey. We have the Hierophant and the High Priestess here. This is definitely a spiritual journey for both of you on both the sides, okay? This is very, very specifically spiritual. So whoever's watching this, whoever's resonating with this, you have to understand that this is a specifically spiritual lesson, a spiritual lesson, and you have kind of been released. You've been released from this drama and drama of this toxic karmic energy, and then having to hold back, so you having to hold back. You kind of put an end to this. You transformed the situation. You looked at it as a lesson. So when you are not looking at it from the perspective of twin flame, or the spiritual journey, what you end up doing is looking at it in a very, very practical sense, and then there is no answer. There is no answer to. You don't look at this as an energy. You start looking at it purely as people, okay, or purely as I lost this much, I have that much, and this person has this much and that person has this much. You don't look at it as a lesson in energy, okay, the shadow side of our world and existence and humanity in general, okay. So the second you ground yourself in that lesson, that's it, it's over. The lesson's over. The minute you accept that it's literally got nothing to do with money, it's literally got nothing to do with material possession. It is just like the ignored shadow side, when you harness the shadow side. I heard this in one of the documentaries I was watching here on YouTube. They said that, Carl Jung spoke about the shadow side quite a bit, and his conclusion was like the more you ignore this, it will, you will keep waiting. You will keep waiting for your hard work to show up for you in your real life. Otherwise it's just like doing a lot of work, and you're ignoring the shadow side. So you can use, once you acknowledge your shadow side, what happens is that it suddenly transforms. Not your shadow, just your shadow side, but this the collective shadow side, collective subconscious shadow side, which is, this is what it is, this is, the Queen of Cups speaks about the collective subconscious and the shadow side of it. When you see that, it bursts out of the bracket that we tend to put it in, that's being evil, it's nasty, etc., etc., and it's a race for money, that kind of a thing. But once you acknowledge it for the energy is like, it is the actual thing that it is. It's got nothing to do with material world aspects. It's pure energy. Once there is a mutual understanding between you and the shadow side, okay, acceptance, acknowledging of it, it starts transforming. It starts transforming you, because we all have a shadow side, and if most of the artists, like, use the shadow side to bring their imaginations out into the open, and that is the only thing that you need to do for money. We have the Seven of Pentacles showing up here in the clarifications. um, the value of what you're creating after this realization that the karmic is just an energy and it is just asking you to face your fears, because you whatever you create, like, art will capture the shadow side, which is fear, which is collective. I'm not saying, like, you are afraid of something, or you have fears that you've not faced. In the collective subconscious, there are fears, there's jealousy, there's envy, there is greed, there's gluttony, there's pride, there's vanity. There are all of these things that are there lurking around in the shadow. And when you're creating art, it has to, there's rage and violence, all of that, there's crime in the shadow aspects of the collective subconscious. And if you do not bring it forth, Gemini, there's both of you, okay, you as in this partnership. When I'm saying you in this particular reading, after this, whenever I see you, say you, I mean you and your person, okay. If you don't bring about the shadow side in your art, whatever it is that you do, like, even if you're just basically living artistically, or you're posting things on Instagram, just, or social media. On that note, please, guys, if you have any Facebook or any sort of social media, please keep operating it. Please check the news feed, because there's some sort of weird stuff going on there. There's always, hackers and things like that. So for your own identity safety, for other people, you might have in a close friend circle and family, creators who are possibly being targeted through your account. All right, so these platforms are really, really a very good place to practice your art, like, to be inspired to do more art. So more artistic living is what I'm getting, okay, more artistic living. Even though I haven't got the card that was a sign that I was asking for this reading. We have the Seven of Pentacles here again. We have the Death card here. It's fascinating. Hierophant. Okay. Four of Pentacles. Like, somebody's spilling their guts. Literally, somebody's spilling their guts, and it's healthy. Maybe somebody's gone and spoken about unhealthy situation and how they've transformed completely out of this, and they just don't know what to do, or if they're going to a counselor. The Hierophant showing up here twice, so this could be like a marriage counselor. And I see somebody saying that, this is a stalemate. I've reached a stalemate situation in my life, and that has been very healing. And this person has expressed something in a very poetic way. They kind of pour their heart out in limited words, and that's what has been very, very healing. um, it's been a very healing experience. I was kind of trying to look for the card that was assigned for me to speak about um, art, but uh, I've spoken about it anyway, so it doesn't matter, like, if I get the card or not. Okay. The waiting time has been reduced. There is something about um, kingdom spouses, as being kingdom spouse. Communication is coming in. So expect communication to start coming in, like really clear communication. Like, it's going to be a little jittery at first. You're not going to know what to say, but we have the Ace of Cups, but it's still going to be very, very loving communication between the two of you. Very, very clear, nurturing. Uh, and the level and the quality of conversation has also increased. You might have held back from talking a lot to people. Might have. It's not like give up, but it's just like, I know, like, they don't understand me. Gemini knows that there is this person who understands me, and she's like kind of waiting for them to talk to you. You're being very polite, and you're showing good manners by interacting with people who will come forward to you. But like this major conversation is to happen, and it's going to happen pretty soon. Um, there are some things that will need to be said by both parties to people in their lives, whoever is in the situation with them. And there are a lot of things that are breaking, that are ending. Like, we have the death card here twice. And then we have the tarot card at the bottom of the deck. And I was saying, like, there is some sort of third party interference energy still remaining. Somebody's still trying to butt in, still trying to butt into this equation, just that's just between the two of you, and that is being like literally decimated. Somebody's doing that, for most of you, like most of you Gemini. uh, there's a lot of lies. This person is a pathological liar. Whoever's trying to butt in, they're a pathological liar. They've literally, this looks like somebody who's run out of a mental institution. Like, they jumped out of the building in the middle of the night. They created some sort of explosion, distraction, and they ran away. This is literally what it looks like. So you might be dealing with somebody who has psychological issues, like severe psychological issues. So take your time, be patient, and this is very normal. You've not attracted this or anything like that. It's okay. All of us have some or the other, you know issue when it comes to a cycle, because of all of the programming and things like that. Some of us know how to charge forward with it, with good manners and decency and things like that, but some people are just horrendous. They will do everything in their power to kind of distract everybody, disturb everybody, and cause a lot of chaos, destruction, disturbance. There's a lot of people who have been hurt by this person. So that's why I'm saying, like, please take it easy, take it really easy when it comes to you and uh, this person. They are they're in a very very happy, okay, happy place, because the healing uh, is very rapid. Suddenly it's picked up pace. So they know that they're at the end of this extremely intense healing phase of their life, and they're overcoming something. They're overcoming some sort of it's like I see somebody who climbed to top of a very very tall mountain, and it was a very tough trek, only for them to find out that it's so disappointing here, and there's literally nothing. Like, some it's like somebody finding out the trek to Everest was like of just like a plain 5 hour walk, and then you got nothing. It's just some, like, there was some belief system, possibly like a family kind of a belief system, ancestral belief system, that this person was very very sure that it was going to work out for them, and they did so much. They built their entire life on this, and then that turned out to be such a molehill compared to the mountain that it was made out to be by society, or the family, or whatever it is, the community, or maybe this was just in their head. They thought that this was the system, and because of the way people were talking to them, this is what they thought. This is extreme surveillance as well. There might have been a lot of surveillance on this person, and that has sort of ended, or that has returned like nothing. Like, it's like now people are just watching, like, staring at them. um Whatever the purpose of that surveillance was, if there was any, that is found to be absolutely limited and unscrupulous. Now it's like borderline invasion of privacy now. Okay, it's not fully blown invasion of privacy, but this borderline with this person. But they're coming out of it. You know, so if somebody is watching you or there's surveillance going on, imagine how uncomfortable you will be. How uncomfortable you be. Um, Apparently, this person thought that, you know, somebody keeping an eye on them constantly, you know, being was okay in some way. Okay, but that's kind of ended. This person is just literally like, uh, burst open, spilled the beans on how this is not okay. They've been studying this. They've been putting information together. They've been putting information together as to debate this belief, whatever this belief system or any kind of system that they've been stuck on, which includes constantly keeping an eye on them, constantly keeping an eye on them. Okay, they're breaking out of that, and they've kind of they've built their confidence by observing you, or by being inspired by you, by basically inspired, not observing, like inspired by you, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Vedic, because it's like the hierophant in these two decks are very, very different. Like, you know, this is the hierophant in this deck, and this is the hierophant in this deck. So there is an actual human element to this, but this is just about technology. Like I was saying earlier, like, you know, make good art. Like, forget about the numbers and things like that. Like, you know, exponentially increasing numbers is, oh, I don't even know. Like, you know, what does that even mean? What does that even mean? It's just a number. It's just like, okay, the computer can count to 1 million, 7 billion apparently, you know, it can, the internet can house like 7 billion people. Okay, that's all it means. The planet is housing probably so much more than that, and it's not just people. It houses animals and trees and birds and fish and all of that. So the planet, the real planet, the real world. I had the world card here somewhere. Like, you know, the real world is extremely much more fascinating. They're like temperance upside down. Definitely, delays have ended completely. Like, you know, this coming out into the open. So I had the world cloud. The world can host so much more than what we can imagine, and on the computer creating, as it's already done. It's already done, and it's always going to be like that. There's going to be so much more that the world is capable of than in any category, any category, any way, shape, or form, then we are capable of understanding. So it's like there's a message here for somebody, like, you know, dump the number chasers, not dump the number chasing. Okay, dump the number chasing and focus on what you're actually creating, what sort of aesthetic you are actually creating. Go for that. And that is what inspired this person to be more confident about their art, about their work, about their own personal projects, and their visions, you know, their own passion. And that's what they saw you pursue it in pursuit of this. And it's like they might have done some sort of background check on how you were previously, probably with your classmates, when you were back in school, or if you or your younger friends. They might know somebody, and it's the person has studied you in depth. Okay, in depth, because there was no up until this point there was no way of like actually being able to directly talk to you. This is going to come out in the future, like, you know, You were refusing to talk to them directly, or they were, both of you were refusing to talk to each other directly. But now that's coming through. That conversation is coming through. We have the King of Swords here. Yeah, clear communication. This is a clear collaboration as well. Some more food. Yeah, we have the Magician here. They are, both of you are kind of, well, manifesting this, you know, in the what is manifestation? It comes into the physical. Like, I don't know. It's like I just felt like, you know, somebody's manifesting this telephone booth, like two telephone booths, especially connected just to each other, talk to each other. It's like that is a level of privacy that, you know, you are manifesting privacy so that you can concentrate and focus on communicating with each other. Okay, there's very very heavy focus on this communication between the two of you. You might be doing this in the dream state. Okay, you might be communicating with each other, but there is some sort of cover up, like, you know, you all are covering it up with some other kind of dream story, because there might be somebody who's remote viewing you. I'm not getting that here, because that ability, yeah, okay, there might be some people might be remote viewing you or dream walking into your dreams. And this is a very very important part for the both of you, you know, both this journey, this timeline, uh, at this point in your soul's journeys. It's very important for the two of you. Page of Pentacles, you'll have waited for this extremely patiently for eternity. For eternity, literally for eternity. We have the Hierophant here. We have the Hierophant here 3 times. So like I said earlier, this is round 3 for the two of you. And it's starting now, and it's starting suddenly. We have, for the suddenly, we have the Chariot, we have the 8 of Wands, the Chariot, and we have the Tower card here. So this is, and also the Magician energy is very fast, fast moving. So that's going to happen. The communication is going to happen, and it's going to be completely different the next time you talk to this person, the next time you will start hanging out, the next time you will have friends, the next time you're collaborating. All of this might have happened previously, but this is round 3, and you kind of over all of it. Third party interference and all just feel like, what did that really happen? Okay, a very very brand new chapter, but yes, this is something that you have confirmed and reconfirmed, and you know you've got the third confirmation. This is the third chapter, like of the initial meeting. So there is going to be, after this, it's going to be like that happily ever after thing. Okay, happily ever after thing. The 2 stars coming together, and the star seeds. All right, star seeds, origins, memories coming through, very clear. Okay, 4 of Pentacles here again. The next chapter, the heightened, the elevated, or not elevated, heightened, nothing like that. Like, you know, the next phase of this, the inevitable next phase and the sequence of the matter, the next phase of this is going to be the happily ever after. It's just inevitable. The happily ever after between the two of you, and in the world in general. Okay, you'll you're waiting for this point. It's like the initial meeting is done with perfection now, the third time around. After this is going to be literally the right way forward and upwards for the entire collective. Okay, for the entire collective, whatever the details might be for all of you individually, but this is what the case is. So this is This is fascinating. This is like a cliffhanger, yeah. This is a cliffhanger. So we're looking forward. We're looking forward to once the initial meeting is done. Okay, it's like once it's done, the perfection, perfect initial meeting is done. We want to know what happens in the future. Okay, um, we want to know how we progress once soulmates, divine counterparts, twin flames met, remember their past, their origins, or their true nature, especially this epiphany, what the true nature is. Um, we will get hints towards that, how that looks in the new chapter. Of course, on the 17th of July, we have the North Node moving into Aries and the South Node moving into Libra, and I think this was the case about, I think the North Node was in Libra or something like 10 years ago. It was the other way around. So the North Node is your future, and South Node is what you have uh, left. For me, I mean, the signs are very, very, they play a very limited role sometimes, when the lunar nodes are shifting, everybody is leaving whatever has happened in the past behind. They're looking forward into what's going to be the future. So we are moving into Aries North Node. So you might want to check out what Aries feels like. Okay, we have the Emperor showing up here. That is the Aries card. So expect a very, very massive shift after the 17th. It is going to be completely different, and it's going to be like a dream come true reality for you, which you might have had no idea of about previously. Okay, so it's like you after right now you'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about, ColdFire. Wow, what are you saying? It's all about like trying to make sure that the system supports you, and you don't step a toe out of line, and be boxed in, don't express your feelings, and blah blah blah. What are you talking about? All of that is just going to go, because Aries North Node means you have to be bold, and you have to face, you will be upfront, you have to talk, you have to show up, and you have to have that star quality. You have to bring in the answers for people. So it's going to be that sort of a shift. And so this connection also is going to function in those energies. This could be anyone for you, okay? This could be a family member, this could be a child, this this could be a grandparent, this could be a stranger, this could be a teacher, this could be a musician. I don't know why. So this could be a construction worker, whatever this is, okay? This could be that person as well, but somebody, or this could be a collection of people, okay? But it is definitely leading to that space of happily ever after, from no conduit, restrictions, limitations, bottlenecks, being stuck somewhere, like from that. It's on both the sides. This side as well as this side, that it's that sort of a shift of space altogether. Shift of space coming up. The Three of Wands, this is like the space that's going to look like in the future. Infinite possibilities, all the colors of emotions, the entire spectrum of possibilities are there in your future. So if anybody's looking specifically for the love of their life, that person showing up, I'm going to shuffle. Yes, yeah. They're thinking, oh, look at that, Gemini. Whoever you're thinking about, yes, this is the person for you. This is the right person for you. You are absolutely correct. There is no more thinking that you can do about this. Neither you nor them. So all the best, and I will see you in the next reading. Thank you so much for being here. I really, really appreciate your likes please subscribe and hit the notification bells for live updates and video updates.